Well, after over a year of waiting, I am happy to confirm that the JR East Suica IC card has finally returned. Not only that, but in a surprise turn of events, it seems that the just as important Passmo card has made a comeback as well. Well, for the most part at least. For anyone who may not know, back in August of 2023, two of Tokyo's most vital transportation cards, the Suica and Passmo IC cards, were suddenly discontinued due to a semiconductor chip shortage. And if you're just starting to research your trip to Japan, you'll see that these cards are very important as they allow you to transit Japan's public transportation systems quickly and easily. But just a few weeks ago, the announcement was made that they would be resuming distribution of the JR Suica card across all of the JR East stations once again. And to confirm these reports, I went out to some of the local train stations to get the ground truth on what is the latest update for these IC cards. That way you'll have the information before you even arrive. So without further delay, let's get into the latest news of what exactly is the situation for the Passmo and Suica cards, and go over some other useful tips about these transportation cards so you can navigate Japan without any worries. Also, for all of you dedicated and loyal viewers that watch the entire intro, stick around to the end as I have a very big channel update for all of you. Along with the Suica coming back, I have some more good news to share with you. And that good news is my business, Hidden Japan Journeys. After years of living in Japan, I have gained a wealth of knowledge about how to easily get around and help plan your Japan trip as efficiently as possible. If you're interested, contact me in my business email, which is located right here, or check out my website, which is located in the description below. Alright, now let's get back to the other good news, which is the Suica card's return. Before I begin though, I want to address something that I get asked all the time regarding the Suica card. If you are a return tourist and have one of Japan's transportation IC cards, and it's less than 10 years old, well, you're in luck because you should still be able to use those. So if you have one of these cards from your last visit, then there is no need to worry because you still have one that should be valid. But if you have friends or family coming that don't have their own card, then keep watching as they will need to get their own card as well. Anyways, let's get back to the current situation in Japan so you know exactly what to expect. To start off, JR East said they will be restarting the sales of the Suica card on September 1st. And fortunately, I can confirm that this is 90% true. But there is a small caveat that I have to include with this statement. And that caveat is, while the Suica is back, it is only available right now in the registered or named Suica card version, not the blank one. And while you might be thinking that having to register or name your Suica card might be a lot of extra steps or a painful process, that is not at all the case. Essentially, the only difference between a blank Suica and a registered Suica is you have to register some of your personal information on that named Suica card. But doing those extra steps might actually turn out to be a good thing for you, which I'll explain in a second. Anyways, to get your named Suica card, all you have to do is head over to a JR Suica machine that looks like this, change the language to English or a language you are comfortable with, and then select the option for creating a registered or named Suica. From there, enter in some of your personal information like your full name, your date of birth, your phone number, and other small identifiable items. Finally, select the amount you want to charge the card with, put the money in the machine, and that's it. It's that simple. Aside from having to put in a couple pieces of your personal information, it is a very painless and quick process. And on top of that, you can actually transfer the balance from your old Suica card that you lost onto a new one. So by doing this extra step, you're actually doing yourself a favor in the long run by potentially saving you quite a bit of money. Not to mention having your name on it makes for a cooler and more unique souvenir. Alright, so now that we've gone over one of the big updates about the transportation cards returning, let's go over the other big update, which really caught me by surprise, but is equally as important as the Suica update. In a surprise turn of events, it appears the Passmo IC card made a comeback in early September as well. If you take a look at Passmo's homepage, you'll see that they have clearly stated that the Passmo card is currently out of stock for the foreseeable future. However, when I was doing my investigation and research at Haneda Airport about the Suica card situation, I actually stumbled into a pretty nice surprise. Contrary to what the website says, it looks like the Passmo card is actually back as well, but in a less advertised fashion. And this is great news because while the Suica card isn't technically available at Haneda Airport, you can easily get your very own Passmo IC card instead. And don't worry, the Passmo card operates exactly the same as the Suica card, so as long as you have one of the two, you're good to go. All you need to do is head to this Passmo service counter, which is conveniently located in Haneda's International Airport Terminal. And once you get there, just let the staff know that you're there to get a Passmo card. After asking for a Passmo card, they'll ask how much you would like to charge your card with. And this part really doesn't matter all too much, because you can always just top off the card after you leave the airport. Anyways, for the final step, just hand over the amount of money you ask to charge your card with, and in a couple of minutes, they will return to you with a fresh Passmo card ready to get your adventure in Japan started. Just a small side note is that the counter will only accept cash and no credit cards. Now that we've covered that nice little surprise at Haneda Airport, let's get you up to date on the Suica situation there. So, as I mentioned before, while the Suica card is available at Narita Airport and all JR East stations for that matter, it technically is not available at Haneda Airport. But that's okay, because as I already mentioned, you can simply get a Passmo card at the service counter instead. But if you really want to get your hands on the Suica option and you're at Haneda Airport, then you can always get a tourist-specific Suica card here, and that would be the Welcome Suica card. While these cards and the normal Suica and Passmo cards are essentially the same, the big advantage you get with the Welcome Suica is you don't have to pay a 500 yen deposit on the card, meaning all the money you put into that Welcome Suica card will be 100% ready to use for trains or convenience stores. However, the biggest downside to the Welcome Suica card is that the Welcome Suica will expire after about a month of activation, unlike the regular Passmo and Suica cards that don't expire for up to 10 years after purchase. Also, one other extra downside to the Welcome Suica as opposed to the regular cards is you cannot get a refund for any remaining balance on that Welcome Suica card, meaning you have to spend all the money on that card before it expires or before you leave Japan. Just wanted to make sure you understand all the pros and cons before you go to choose one or the other. But actually, to give the Welcome Suica one more advantage in its favor is this card has a pretty cool design. Anyways, if you prefer the Welcome Suica design or the Passmo cards are out of stock at the other service counter at Haneda Airport, all you need to do is go to the other side of the building where you would find those Passmo cards. Once you find a Welcome Suica machine, simply select the amount you want to charge the card for, put your money in, and then only a few seconds later, out comes your Welcome Suica card. Pretty easy, right? Oh, and on top of that, a cool little perk they have at the Welcome Suica machine is they take cash or credit card. A pretty unique option that I have never seen at any other card machine, so I just thought that was something cool to share. And as a final note for the Welcome Suica, since it is such a special card, I will share the link for the Welcome Suica website in the description below. That way you can see all of the train stations where you can pick it up at this moment. And as of right now, that is the current situation for the Suica and Passmo cards. And it's all only good updates, so I was very happy to create this video and share all the good news with you all. But unfortunately, I do have a little bittersweet news to share with you, which I will do right now. For all of my loyal and dedicated viewers who watch until the end of this video, I first wanted to start out by saying, thank you, you're the best. And as a reward for being some of my best viewers, you're gonna be the first to know about this pretty big update. So take a good look at the aharblife background behind me, as this is the last time you're ever gonna see it in this house ever again. And that's because after 3 long and fun years at this house, it has finally come time to move out of it for good. I started this YouTube channel from 0 subscribers and 0 videos to what it is today, all in this very same room in this exact same spot for the past 2.5 years. To be honest, if I pointed the camera to the ground right now, you'd probably see the indents where my feet have been standing for the past 2 years of filming. Plus, let's not forget the cute and famous background of all of my wife's lovely collectible toys, which will be going away in future videos for quite some time, or at least until we move into our next place and rearrange our lovely background into a new configuration of her collectibles. And that video will go much more into depth about this big channel update I am alluding to right now, so be sure to stick around for that upcoming video as well. But as always, I just want to reiterate, I really appreciate all of your support over these past few years. It really means a lot, and this channel would not exist without you, so thank you. Along with that, I can't wait to see what the future holds for this channel and for mine and my wife's personal life as well, as there are some big changes that lie ahead. Email me about my Japan planning services. Like this video if you found it useful. Subscribe for more videos about Japan, and check out my affiliate links in the description below for when you plan your next trip to Japan. Alright, that's gonna do it, and until next time, I'll see you then.